Hi, I'm Hannah from the Teachers College Reading and Writing Project, and I'm also a mom. I know that at times it can be hard to get your kids interested in choosing to read every day. If you're finding it hard to get your kids hooked on books, here are some tips that might help. Tip number one, talk to your reader about it. This might seem obvious, but I know as a parent, sometimes I overlook this step. The best way to solve a problem you're noticing with your child is to ask your child how they're feeling about the problem. Ask your reader how they're currently feeling about reading. Have a conversation about those feelings. Help them name when reading has felt the best for them. Ask them when reading has felt like the pits. Empathize with their answers. After hearing them out, share your own experiences. Many of our kids are stressed and overwhelmed and could be feeling discouraged about school or engaging in these types of activities right now. It's best to talk about the issue at the forefront in an open and honest listening stance. Make connection first. See what they have to say. Tip number two, let your child's interests lead their choices. All kids are into something, and many times there are books out there around those topics. So, whether it's dinosaurs, like my son right now, video games, unicorns, or dance, there are books all about those interests, and not just informational books, but fiction books too. You could search by topic and find a ton of options. Just go to the book vendor website of your choice and type in unicorn books and your child's age. I'll bet quite a few choices will come up. Also, just a reminder that it'll be important to honor the choices your child is making. So try not to put any of their text choices down or question the choice by saying something like, "Don't you think you want to find a real book to read?" Any time spent with their eyes on a text is valuable time in their reading lives. Tip number three, make time in your day for family reading. You are your kid's ultimate role model, and they will imitate you. So use it as a force for good. One of the best ways to get kids reading is by carving out time in your day for all family members to spend time reading. This can be a wind down time after dinner, a time spent snuggled up in bed before lights out, or any time that works within your schedule. But the important part is that they see you reading too. This way, reading isn't a chore, it's an activity. Talk about the books you read with your kids, model making space for your own reading in your life, and create new family habits around reading. Tip number four, reading is a social activity. Avid readers love to talk about the books they're reading. In my family, we hold a monthly book club meeting on Zoom. It's part social hour, but part reward for putting in the time and effort into our reading. Reading in the company of others and talking about books not only increases engagement in readers, but also their comprehension. Ask your child if they'd be interested in reading a book with you. You'd have your copy, they'd have theirs, and make a plan to talk about the book as you read. Or see if any of your kids' friends would be interested in creating a book club, and create a space for them to get together every few weeks and talk about the books they've read. Tip number five, get your reader hooked on a series. I don't know about you, but I remember devouring the Babysitter's Club books when I was younger. I actively chose to read on a swing in the playground instead of playing one summer afternoon because the latest book had come out in the series. One of the best ways to get readers reading more is by getting them hooked on a book in a series. Readers often love series because it takes away some of the hard work of finding another book to read and getting back into another story. Series are great choices because they're predictable. Readers often become attached to the characters and action and are left wanting to read more. Do a quick search for a series book for the grade level your child's in. Whatever you find, you'll find a ton of options, and hopefully one of those will work. And if a series isn't the way in for your reader, you can do the same type of search with a genre instead, like historical fiction or fantasy. Get your reader on a reading plan that takes some of the thinking work out of it and puts them on a fast track for getting hooked. I hope some of these tips help you and your reader find a way into a healthier reading life. Happy reading.